Hi there, this is Nicole Lee, Health, Beauty, and More, and today I'm just going to go over a little about fumigating by tenting. Our complex where I live has been tented. The first half they did, and then I was not in the location. I had to leave, of course, because we were already told they were going to be renovating, but part of the process included the fumigation and tenting. And then after I moved back, well, it's been 2 weeks, they just removed tents on the opposite side and adjacent building. And I wanted to find out a little information about this because it came to my attention that several people were not feeling well during that time. One is a very close friend of mine, and she actually said that she saw brown colored gases, which I wasn't here to see that, but I'm not really sure if what they use is even colored or if it's colorless. I know some of the gases are odorless and colorless, but I don't know what they're using in this particular company. I don't really know what chemicals were used. I do know that another woman I saw during the process when tenting was taking place actually fell ill and had to be transported on a gurney to a hospital nearby. And she was older, though, I do know that, and she was really looking forward to coming back to her newly renovated apartment, but I don't know quite why she got so sick, but I saw her and she looked pretty pale all the time. So fumigation by tenting, and whether or not it impacts the environment and especially any living things, of course it's meant to kill the termites and other bugs, but it won't stop spiders from coming into your place. I mean, the day after they took the tents off, as soon as I came back to my apartment, there were a few spiders that came in with the landscapers out there, and I think that was why, because they brought in a lot of soil, and with that comes the pests. But as far as the other kind of pests that I did notice before the fumigation, little silverfish, they're not anywhere to be found. Ants, I haven't seen even a single ant, which I did see before the fumigation. I don't know about termites. I mean, those are things that they check for, and being an older building, of course, you know, it's pretty natural by the water, especially, to have termites. And almost all places have to be fumigated after a certain period of time. So termite insecticides were found to be potent greenhouse gases in an article in Science Daily back in 2009, where the researchers at UC Irvine found that an insecticide that was used to fumigate termite-infested buildings is a strong greenhouse gas, and it lives in the atmosphere nearly 10 times longer than previously thought. This chemical is called sulfuryl fluoride, and it can stay in the atmosphere as long as 100 years. Earlier estimates projected that it's a lifetime to be as low as 5 years, but that was grossly underestimated. It didn't include the global warming potential involved as well. And then there's methyl bromide, which that was used for quite a number of years. And then in news reports, they were investigated by the EPA. This family of 4 was hospitalized. They had symptoms reportedly after the Terminix people did their treatment on their rental property with methyl bromide, which is a highly toxic chemical to humans. It's been banned from most uses. It is a colorless, odorless gas that is used in treating pests. The EPA listed the hazardous risks to include lung inflammation, pulmonary edema, impaired breathing, neurological effects, including headaches, dizziness, fainting, weakness, speech impairment, numbness, twitching, tremors, and in severe cases, paralysis and even convulsions were possible. Because the pesticides are toxic by design, the EPA has to register a pesticide before it can be manufactured and distributed in the United States under federal law. And then there's sulfuryl fluoride, which is a trade name for that, is called Vicane. Excuse me. Alrighty, Vicane. There is a cause for concern with Vicane. Many family student housing residents had serious concerns about a termite eradication because of the use of sulfuryl fluoride or Vicane. There's an overview of the category. This is a Category 1 nerve toxin, and the governmental sites are in the state of California assess the risks of the pesticide used and registered with that state. The toxin continuously seems to leak out in the open and has to be topped off in order to maintain a high level of it inside of the tented structure. So sulfuryl fluoride is detectable in ambient air, that's the air around us, surrounding structures during all fumigation stages, from at distances from 5 to 50 feet away. It is considered 3.52 times heavier than air. The Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry warns us that subsets of the population that are susceptible to the effects of fluoride and Vicane include the elderly, people with nutritional deficiencies, cardiovascular problems, kidney problems. Excessive fluoride levels are also linked to memory loss, Alzheimer's, neurological impairment, kidney damage, cancer, genetic damage, and more. Individuals with a history of chronic respiratory diseases are at increased risk from exposure to sulfuryl fluoride. And it is something that the brain, it targets the brain. That's what it does. It's very toxic. In Florida, there was a boy, age 10, who suffered severe brain damage after he and his family were cleared to return to home following a botched termite fumigation. I don't really need to tell you what the name of the company is, but it's a very common one. This little boy, Peyton McCoffey, left Florida home while it was tended for termites, and 2 days later, he and his family were cleared to return to the property. Although they had been told that it was safe, they began vomiting that night. While Peyton's parents and little sister recovered, the little boy deteriorated. He had to be taken to the hospital with brain damage and placed in intensive care. Now he's struggling to speak and has uncontrollable muscle spasms. He cannot feed himself. His brain injury will likely affect him for life. This investigation has been launched into the company, I won't tell you the name of it, subcontractor that was involved. Very sad situation. That it's very important to choose a company with experience if you're going to go looking around for who to go with, and make sure they've had a lot of years of that, and make sure your comfort is also at a good level. So ask as many questions as you can come up with. You need to know what chemicals are going to be used, if there's any effects from them, and how they seal the tents. Just get as much as you can information-wise to take all the precautions that you need to take so that you have less problems or chance of any risk taken. So that's all I can offer you for advice. Take care. This is Nicole, Health, Beauty, and More, and I'd love to have you subscribe. Bye-bye now.